Hello everyone, my name is Jesse. This is the Auditorium. I react to video game music as a musician myself. This is the continuation of my Project Wingman series requested by Daniel. I have not played this game, nor have I even seen footage of it yet. This is Valkyrie's Call, some Norse mythology here. So this requester sent me basically the whole soundtrack, and they sent me a specific order to listen to them in. And so I still have a few more to do. And yeah, let's just get into it. This is composed by Jose Pavli, of course. This soundtrack always seems to throw me for a loop. And let's just get into it. Valkyrie's Call. Do I hear a wolf? What is that? Synth bass? Oh, opened up. Heavy percussion. It almost sounds musical too. That ending. I wonder if this leads to another song right away. I don't know. I felt like I got more. See, the thing about this soundtrack is, again, all I know is that it's a dogfighting game. That's it. I don't know if there's dialogue moments or cutscenes. I'm sure there are. But to me, when I hear this kind of music, specifically, I think of cutscene and or dialogue, speech. Not a lot of action. I could be totally wrong. But when I think of this, I think of more of like a mood setting, you know, boom, 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 boom. It doesn't really sound like, or it could sound like the start of some action about to happen. But to me, I'm getting more of this intense dialogue and kind of this moment of just tension in general. There was a lot of emphasis on drums and percussion, but not only just percussion, but it sounded like bass and percussion. I had like this kind of musical like bop to it. I can't explain it besides that. It also sounded kind of like the microphone was a little like placed in like an odd place to give it this kind of like wobbly sound. can't explain it besides that either. It just had this kind of really jarring drum sound, and it was very loud too. So again, kind of to me reminiscent of like a heartbeat or some sort of tense talking going on. And I don't know if I was tripping, but I thought I heard like a wolf howl or some sort of howl, maybe a coyote or something. I don't know if this takes place outside, but this was, there was one song that it reminded me of. I'm gonna have to look it up because I don't remember at the top of my head, but it sounded like one of the first songs I heard from the series, but it sounded like a slower version of it. It sounded like a brother to it or something like that. Let me find out which one it is that I'm thinking of, because it's gonna kind of drive me crazy. So give me just 1 second, please. All right, so I looked it up, and it's called Professional Execution, which I also reacted to on this channel a long time ago. It reminds me of that. It reminds me of like a kind of like a sister song to it. It has the same kind of big drums and this kind of like tense, but it sounds like this would be the precursor to that song. So this song kind of just really has the feel of going into something else. But yet again, Jose Pavli seems to kind of have mastered this sort of ambient mood feeling to this game. As musical as the soundtrack is, there is a big emphasis on mood and feeling, and kind of more than one sense. You're not just listening; it's more like you're feeling and all that. So I can't explain it besides that. I've said that a couple times in this video, because this soundtrack is very unique. It's not just all about melodies, chorus. It's about just kind of this cinematic experience, almost movie-like, but with a lot of attention to detail. So very immersive is the word I guess I'm thinking of. It sounds like everything is made to really fit where it goes, like more so than other games. Like it's really thought out. So I'm kind of curious if the composer saw the footage or knew what was happening and then wrote the music, as opposed to writing the music without even knowing what was coming. Like either like the studio said like, hey, this is what it's about, blah blah, here you go, and then they wrote it, or they saw what was happening and then they wrote it. Because it's hard for me to tell. Like for me, I personally think writing music like this is very difficult. One, I've never done it, but it seems like a daunting task to do. And I'm very curious what other... I haven't actually asked this before. I wonder what else Jose Pavli has done. If they've done movies or if they've done another video game, and how different that would sound from Project Wingman. Because this soundtrack sounds like Project Wingman. A lot of the songs kind of bleed together. Intentionally, of course. But I'm curious as to like what else can they do. Because if they're this experimental with this game, then I can only imagine the creativity is strong. So, and there's still some Project Wingman to go, and of course the most the requesters sent them in order, like in a specific order, to I guess either chronologically or just more of a, I don't know actually, but I know they're done for a purpose. So the big one, which I think is Kings, that one's coming. We still have some coming. Don't worry. If you have access to my list on Patreon, you can actually see the order in which I'm doing them. If you just search Project Wingman. Anyways, very cool. And this game continues to impress. I literally never know what to expect on any of these soundtracks from Project Wingman. It's always a mixed bag of emotions and weird, cool melodies and a lot of tense moments. But yeah, this was more on the... As tense as I said it was, it felt more relaxed, as opposed to more like a in-the-moment type of thing. At least to me, it felt that way. I felt like there's other ones that are more like in the battle type thing. This one didn't feel like that to me. But who knows? You guys will let me know. Anyways, if you want to make a request to me, you can do so on Patreon or PayPal. Either are totally fine. If you do not mind waiting, if you do not want to wait, there is the Platinum tier on Patreon. More info about that over there. That speeds up your request to the very top, basically. A big thank you to Justin, Kevin, Moon Knight, DJ Singletone, Your Average Metalhead, and Mushimir for being a part of that. Thank you guys so much. Thanks to Jose Pavli for composing. Thanks to Daniel for the request. And thank you to the Project Wingman fans and to everyone who gives this game a shot by listening to it. I appreciate it. My name is Jesse. This is The Auditorium. I will see you all in the next one. Take it easy.